much. And I've just realised that the destination is all wrong because I've got the wrong episode in there, but it doesn't matter. I'm here now. I'm so sorry about this morning. I was all set and ready to go, and shop and life just happened. We got really, really busy, and I just didn't manage to make it. It just got completely bonkers. And so I thought, right, let's get through all the lunch cover and all the rest of it, and I will try for this afternoon. I kind of thought, since Epic Sale finished online yesterday and in store here on Saturday, that, we would actually get a little bit of respite today, but not been the case at all. And I think that's partially due to the fact that there were a lot of events, national events over here in the Bay over the weekend, and a lot of people were still hanging around and literally popping in to have a look on their way home. So thank you everybody for arriving so late. I appreciate that. Not up to it at all. And I look like an absolute fright, but that's all right. It's all right. And it's a wee bit chillier and cooler here at the moment. As you can see, I've had to dust off the old love note this morning because it is a bit chilly. But it's great. I'm loving it. And it's perfect because everybody now has heaps and heaps of yarn. Oh, excuse me. I've just literally just waffed my lunch down in order to come to you. So what's been happening? Epic sale. She was epic. In fact, we were almost caught up. We were about a day and a half behind off our usual at the end of play on Friday, and then the weekend happened. So obviously everyone was wanting to make sure they got everything in that last possible weekend. So we have had the dual teams running out the back all day today, and I have to say they have made an absolute huge push today. And the good news is we hope to be all caught up by the end of the week, which will be great. So thank you for everyone for being so patient. And there's just so much for us to process. So everything is all happening. So everything is all moving through. So that's been really awesome. I have to admit, though, I think we're all kind of looking forward to a little bit of normality as well. But that's all good. We're loving it. So what else has been happening? So the shop, Cara, we've got a new person in the shop just giving us a hand. She's been wonderful, and we've had a bit of a tidy up in store today and gone through everything and popped a few bits and bobs away. And once I've been get off here with you, I'm just going through that sale page. I'll have a bit of a clean up. A few items actually may stay on Epic sale pricing until they're sold through. So I've got to go through and check what those are and have, housekeeping. It's a lot of housekeeping the next couple of days, but it'll be good. It'll be really, really good. So, do check back in. There might be a few little treasures there. But one thing I managed to get to do yesterday on Sunday is I finally sat down for the first time in a couple of weeks and did some knitting. Haven't done that for quite a while. I've knitted. The only thing I've knitted during Epic Sale is I had a swatch that I had to do for work for some yarn that we're hoping to bring in a little later in the year, and I haven't been working on my project, but there we go. Look, it's grown a bit since you saw it last. There's my sleeve. So as you can see, I've started shaping said sleeve. Now this, for those who have not caught up with my project, it's called the Point Judith Pullover. It's from Julie Mercier, and it's from this edition of Interweave Knits, which is spring 2017. So as you can see, I've had that sitting around for a while. But yes, I've started the decreasing, and it's starting to look very sleeve-like. Now, the interesting thing, actually, I thought I would share with you is because me being me, I can't do a pattern as written. I'm actually using a Vintage Abroad in 10 ply. The pattern is written for double knitting, but I wanted to give the person that I'm knitting this for a little bit of extra ease without necessarily going up a size. And the way for me to do that was just to increase up the needle size, and it was going to give me, well, according to my calculations, it was going to give me the little bit of extra ease, but sit him exactly in sort of on the size that he needs to be. So I'm just going to show you this as I fold it over. So that's what the sleeve looks like folded over, which is, more like a sleeve. And the only thing that I've had to watch on this, of course, with many Aran patterns, they often are measured out in rows as well as length. And so that has kind of meant that when I've been working up, like the instruction will say that you need to work up to so many stitches before you start decreasing back in, but also you would have worked so many sets of the pattern. And in my case, because I've got a greater row gauge than what the pattern is written to, of course I'm going to get more. And I don't want to get extra long arms, you know, I want it the length written to the length in the pattern. So there is actually, this is why, if you've ever wondered, I honestly, I had to do, because I've been quite lazy with how I knit, I have to admit. But if you've ever wondered, where's my seeing eyeglasses so I can show you this? See your schematic down there with all your measurements here? That is your best friend. So for someone like me, I love a schematic. And what those schematics do, how many go on, honestly, hands up, how many of you have seen those schematics and gone, oh yeah, and just completely ignored them and not wondered why they're there? Well, those schematics are there for tinkerers like moi. And what that schematic does is it tells me all those little precious and interesting lengths, like how long, and in this case with the sleeve, there are 3 key measurements there. One is the measurement from the cuff up to where it starts shaping. Oops, there we go. And then for me, that area there is the area that I'm looking at the moment. And that's the shaping of the sleeve cap. And I'm keeping a really close eye on that because I know that when it came to knitting the sleeve itself before I got to the shaping, I actually I needed to burgle in an extra increase halfway through out of sequence in order to get the numbers that I needed to go back in. And in this case, with the shaping, I know that with the sleeve cap, I need to check where I'm going with the shaping, because at the moment with the decreasing, I'm running on decreasing on every alternate row. And then after every alternate row, I run to decreasing about 4 decreases about every 6 rows. Now, that's where this measurement's going to be really interesting. So I'm just about heading into that point now, and that means that when I get to, I know how long I need this to be, and that's where I start mapping it. And I have my Maree's magic map. I rewrote this out actually. I had it over a couple of scrappy bits of paper, but I've rewritten it out because I've got to do 2 sleeves, so I might as well write this out, because then I can do. Because I'll just cross it off and use it twice. Now, if you're looking at that thinking, what, it looks like some sort of code breakers grid, this is my cheat sheet, and this is brilliant because it tells me, because there are certain elements in the pattern that are repetitious, right? So, and as I've shown you, I've broken my pattern down into chunks. What this does is this tells me, this is a row by row account of where I need to be going. So in my little key, the circles are decreases. So it tells me when I need to decrease, which cable I'm working on, if I need to be doing a cable row. What else does this thing? It lets me know where I need to make other adjustments. I've even put in here a note to check for the height. So halfway in here, I've got that length check, and that's when I'll check that sleeve cap length. And if I need to, then reduce back these decreases and pull those back a little bit, because I'm heading towards the end of the sleeve cap, because I'll be able to measure how many rows that I have based on the row count that I've already got, right? So then it just means that I can fiddle, faddle and fudge in order to make it fit, because of course that's what we want. And as long as I've got that there, when it comes for me to doing the front, it's quite straightforward, because the fronts in the schematic, as you can see, are fairly linear. So it's the sleeves where the shaping, and I just need to make sure that the length in my sleeve cap is going to measure the length in my front and the back up to the saddle shoulder, and then we can, all the bits will fit together like a jigsaw. Well, that's the plan, at least. Oh, there we go. Maureen is just saying, yes, she loves seeing, because she's a visual person, and yeah, so seeing a drawing is good. Yes, and I agree. The other thing too, Maureen, that I love about a good schematic is that a good schematic is particularly the ones that give you directionality, is quite often you'll have designers that will write a piece. Like if you were to read the instructions and you start reading the instructions, you think, I can't visualize in my head how this is going to look. But then when you actually have a look at the schematic and you see how the schematic is laid out, and often there's a lot of origami that goes on, particularly if you've got an item knitted in a single piece and you're trying in your head to, there's some designers that do some really, really funky shit with shoulders, and you're looking at, they're going, hey. So I find a schematic really useful. This, in terms of patterned, I only ever do this for sort of Aran designs. I haven't done it for years, but it just means that I can keep knitting row to row to row, have a glance down on my cheat sheet, know exactly where I'm at, and then just keep going within the pattern and not be particularly worried. And it actually makes it goes quite quick. Like it's only marginally slower than working if it were a plain piece, for example. But it was so nice just to finally to pick it up and spend some time on it on the weekend. So really looking forward to that. And I'm going to take this away with me to knit while I'm away this weekend in Wellington. How much I actually get done, of course, is an entirely different story. I'm just going to quickly show you this before I move on to Wellington. And I'm also going to I might actually finish this week. I have actually gotten this far with a little baby knit that I've been doing. So look at this, a little jacket. And I went and bought some baby clothes to go with it. I haven't knitted baby for so long. So all I've got to do now is just go home and dig out my, hold on, I've started doing it there. There you go, look, the sleeves. Started magic looping for my sleeves, there we go. So I just need to put my little kimono sleeves on that and get that blocked. And that will be done and dusted. Margaret wants to know how much wine did I spill on. I didn't spill any wine on it, Margaret, I'll have you know. On that one, I've not been doing as much of that either because I've been so tired with the sale. So yes, so that's my that's what's on my needles, and I've got to do some blanket squares for a secret squirrel project, which I can't talk about. But I don't think they're going to watch, but just on the off ski, it'll be the one time that this person tunes in and they'll find out another little project I'm working on. But I actually, it's funny that I'm just about to wind off a hank. This is the Stephen B colour that we did a year or so ago with Stephen. So I'm just about to wind that off for a little secret squirrel blanket project, which will be great. That's good TV knitting. In fact, if I'm being brutally honest, that's about the only thing that'll probably get knitted while I'm in Wellington, because that's about the only thing I'll be able to concentrate on. Right, Wellington. Pop-up in Wellington this weekend. So we are going to be at the Maree Arts Centre, and when I say we, I mean myself, the fabulous Deborah from Outlaw Yarn, and Helene from Happy Go Nitty, and we will be at the Maree Arts and Crafts Centre, which is in Beauchamp Street, 7 Beauchamp Street, and we will be there Friday, Saturday and Sunday, open 10 till 3. So do come and see us. We'll be in room 3, which is upstairs, and it's a lovely big room. And it's the room that there's an elevator apparently in the building, and it's the room that the elevator opens straight up into. So that's even better. Oh, Deb is just saying I'm trying to work out what project to bring to. Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic, Deb, and think that I can do an Ethan and bring the Aran. Yeah, I think this will be me, to be brutally honest with you. Anyway, yes, so this is where we're going to be. Deb and I are really excited, so excited. She's actually flying here. When are you coming? Wednesday. You're coming, aren't you? Wednesday. Yes, and then we're going to road trip down together. So I've told Deb that we should do the diaries on the road, or at least if not on the road, hopefully we'll be we should be departed by then. So we might do the diaries while we're road tripping, which I think that will be quite funny. So that will be loads of fun. So we're really looking forward to that. And I have heeded the call from all of you about what to bring. That's what I have been doing today, this morning partially, and then once things calm down, I'm going to go back and do it again, is I have been going through everything of what to bring to Wellington. And a lot of you said you want the stuff that you don't normally get to see online. You want the quirky stuff. So it is literally going to be Maree's Great Skeinz Emporium type pop-up for me. I will have lots of really quirky little bits and pieces. So I've definitely picked up a single ball of all the vintage colours, because I know a number of you haven't had a chance to have a look at those vintage colours yet, and I have brought those with me. And if you want to buy vintage, I will do a special price on vintage, and then I'll do it as an online order. So, but you can get it, you'll only be able to get the special price through the pop-up through me those 3 days. So I will have that there, but it just enables you to have a look at those colours. And if you're wanting to do colour work, and that's why I thought if I brought those samples in and you had a colour work project in mind, you were able to actually physically take those samples and have a play around and get your colour work just so I have done that. I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough room to bring Pulse and Flight, and if I don't, I'll do the same thing. I'll bring samples, and so you can have a look at the samples, and we'll do the same thing. But what I have got is a whole bunch of stuff like this. So this is what we've been bagging up this morning. We've had a massive fixture in the shop, which was our incognito fixture, and the majority of it was yarns, was the American yarn, the premium American yarn, and this is just one bag of it. And as you can see, it is a whole bag of all sorts of worky, wonderful yarns. So there are some sport weight yarns, there's a whole bunch of worsted weight yarns there's some really gorgeous woolen spun heathers in there. There is also some fabulous twofold merino Romney that I'm bringing down. None of these are in massive quantities. A lot of them, in fact, I've got a few in complete garment quantities, but most of it will be, if you want to do a garment or a project, it will need to be colour work of some sort. But if you've got a project that has got some colour work in there, it will be incredible. I've also got things like this. So I've only got one of these. This is a blanket and or garment pack of natural alpaca boucle. I've got another one in beautiful silver mohair boucle. And speaking of packs, the pink fizz pack, which was the one that I put up during the sale last week, that you just like disappeared. I think Adele managed to snaffle that. We found when we were tidying up the warehouse on Friday, we found some more of that pale pink superfine kid mohair. Very exciting. And there isn't, so what I've gone and done, instead of sticking the few packs that we had left of that, I've actually gotten all of that. It is it's exactly the same color as our Pearl Luster Rosaline, which gives you the ideal combination for pink fizz. So I am bringing down some pink fizz packs, especially for the pop-up. So I will have about, I think, 8 pink fizz packs, and they will all be $99, and that's everything yarn wise that you need to make a pink fizz, and that's mohair and lace weight suri alpaca. This is a premium pink fizz for less than $100. So I will have those first in, first serve. The fabulous Deb is just saying she's got all the colour of Rebel Light and Rebel Light Destiny. So that's her new yarn. We don't have it. It's only available at Outlaw HQ, and she will have it at the pop-up. She's got a little bit of Sock Bandit, and Ethan has made up some special Bohemia kits for his Twigs sweater. There you go. So don't panic. If you're wanting a project and you're not 100% certain, we will have project packs there. Deb's got Twigs sweater project packs, and I will have project packs for Pink Fizz. And we can help you have a look. If I've got bundles of things and you want to have a look, it's like, gosh, what can I make with that? We will have those too. I've got a few other little, they're literally one-offs. There will be loads of one-offs. So do come and check those out. Oh, a few other little Notion type things, including a new embody book if she can fit it into a suitcase. Oh, and don't forget that book too, Deb. Is that one? I can't remember, the one that we already organised. Don't forget that one. In terms of notions, the only notiony bits I'm bringing with me is I'm going to bring our new beechwood needles, because they're just so pretty. So I'm going to have those. That's what I'm knitting my Aran sweater on at the minute. So I'm going to make sure I've got some of them for you. What else are we going to have? Oh, I'm bringing some of the yak, except the plateau, which is sold out, but I'm bringing the other 4 colours with me, which is the blue, the purple, the green, and the charcoal. So that is coming. What else is coming? Oh, then it's just a matter of seeing what I've got left, to be quite honest with you. I've got, Cascade lace. I'm definitely going to bring the Cascade lace. We've got a sample done up in that. It looks amazing. And that lace, I know I've had it on the site for a month or so now, but you've got to feel it. It's baby alpaca. It's just totally amazing. So I will bring that. So there's going to be lots of wonderful little quirky bits and bobs. And then of course you've got Deb with all her fabulous things. You've got her Rebel and her packs, and then we've got the fabulous Helene with all her amazing, beautiful, stunning hand-dyed yarns. So, if you don't think you spent enough at the Epic Sale, or you were being really, really good and wanting to hold off until you got to touch and squish stuff, there you go. Do come and just come and see us for a hangout as well. It'd just be so nice to see everybody. So so 10 till 3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 till 3. That's the hours of operation that will be there. So we'd love to see you down there. Right, what else did I have on my magical book of tricks? I'm all over the show. I had something else written down. I can't remember. Hold on, I did write it down. Oh, see, I packed it away. Packed my list away. There we go. Oh, yes, Speakeasy. Flash your stash is still going. I want to see more pictures with people in them, please. Remember, if you get drawn, your post gets drawn and your picture, you've done a selfie with your flashed stash, you get your prize doubled. So I want to see more of those, please. That would be awesome. So do make sure you do that. And yes, and I'm hopefully so I've got a few things. So we're heading into a new month next week. So I will be, obviously, I'm going to try with Deb for a rota diaries on our way down, and in fact I'll probably even do a catch-up diaries from Wellington anyway. So if we don't manage it Thursday, Deb and I will definitely be there on Friday, or both. Then next week, of course, is, I think we're heading back into first of the week of the month. So I will be with the fabulous Ethan again for our regular catch-up and date, first Thursday of the month next month. And I'm also, hopefully, once we start heading into regular knitting season, I'm going to start getting some people back on again, like I used to do with Quarantine Diaries, because that's loads of fun. I've got a few ideas up my sleeve with that, particularly heading into Knit August Nights. That also is, I've got to finish working on that behind the scenes, but I'm really super excited about that too. Ethan will be teaching with that. Helene will also be teaching. If you want to check out the lineup for Knit August Nights, which is the event here in Napier at the end of August, knitaugustnights.co.nz, and actually a overview of the program is already up in the classes that are available. And big, huge fingers crossed today that I know that they're discussing the travel bubble with Australia. So with any luck, I've got so many of our Australian cousins and friends across the ditch that are itching to get back for Cannes, and with any luck the things will open up and we'll be able to see them too. So I think that would be fabulous. Right, I need to get going because I've got so much left to do. But thank you again for everybody. Claire and I are actually doing something really fun at the moment as well. We're actually going through to try and find the one person that ordered the most. We found somebody with 10 orders during Epic Sale, but I'm sure there must be more. So when we find them, we won't name and shame. but we might do something really fun. Oh, and speaking of fun, at 11:27 last night, just before the sale ended, we had our 60,000th order. Can you imagine that? 60,000th order. And we're pulling together actually something for that person. And we're not going to say who it is. And I don't know whether they'll be aware, but what I can tell you is their order is a pick up in store order. So they're actually a local. So it's the first time we've had that happen. We're really excited about that. So we're going to be making up something a bit special just for them too. Right, until then, I will talk to you a little later in the week, and hopefully I see you guys this weekend. Thank you for being patient and coming to visit later on in the afternoon, and have a great Monday. Until then, see you later. Bye.